Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic message from your spirit guides. So, please select one of these 3 crystals, and I will post the timestamps to your reading below in the description box. Please close your eyes, take a deep breath, center your energy, and select one of these 3 crystals, and I will see you at your reading. Thank you for being here, and namaste. Hi there, Group 1, namaste, and thank you so much for being here today. You chose this beautiful, pinky purple colored jadeite nephrite, which is absolutely beautiful. Now, this helps tap you into your divine feminine energy. It helps strengthen your intuition. It helps open up that sacral chakra and connect you with your soul star chakra, which means that this helps you with all that sexual healing. It also helps you to tap into past lives, and it really just helps you flow. Some people use this type of crystal in yoni eggs, and I'm not going to say more than that. I think you get the gist here. It does help you find your abundance, but from within. So this is definitely a very empowering stone. It can help you process emotions as well, since it is highly feminine, but it also helps you tap into your intuition in a very beautiful and kind of calming yet grounding kind of way. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the cards. Today, we're starting with the Star Seed Oracle deck. I'm not taking reversals today. We have Called, Jump In, and Baby Steps. So you're beginning a new part of your journey. It could be that with this nephrite, you have been perhaps releasing old energies that have been stuck with you for a while. Now we have soul gifts in training. It's time to step up. So you are utilizing a new part of your energy that you have not tapped into in a long time, if at all, before. And I'm hearing something that has to do with your soul, and these colors very much match. So there could be past life energy that you're tapping into, or there's just a part of you that you haven't accessed in a very long time that's starting to breach. Now it could be that you have trained a very long time for this, but maybe you didn't have all the puzzle pieces going exactly where they needed to be, or you didn't realize which puzzle pieces you had until the puzzle was almost in place. Now with Jump In, Andromedan energy, adventure, and say yes to change. Andromeda is, first of all, like crystal children, like crystal light aura kind of vibe. So this lets me know that you are absolutely healing, but you're becoming more transparent in a colorful way. You're no longer afraid to express yourself when it comes to being messy or colorful or expressive in a less refined way. You are jumping in. You are deciding to maybe accept more adventure into your life, and you are definitely saying yes to change, as this card implies. You're being called to not change yourself, but to accept the parts of you that have changed and tap into parts of yourself you haven't accessed in a while. With Baby Steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. I'm feeling that this is like the combination of both past and future energy. I think that you are highly intuitive, specifically since you selected this crystal, and with all the colors coming out here. I would like to pay attention quickly to this yantra in the back. You could be studying Vedic astrology. You could be noticing that you are coming to different cycles in karmic lessons, or just your yantras in general could be specific to you. Also the number 6, which is both the number of unconditional love, Virgo, Mercury, and also like demonology. So it's kind of interesting how that duality of number 6 is both unconditional love, the present moment, and also like demonology. So, I saw 44 on the recording time. So you're realizing that alchemy is not just light, it is not just dark, but it is colorful, it is expressive, and it's messy sometimes. So follow your intuition before it makes sense. I think that that is exactly what got you to where you are now. And it's exactly what you're going to continue doing. However, you have more awareness about the place that you are at now in life, or in your karmic cycle, or even just in your incarnation in general. Now, a lot of these soul star chakras are coming up, a little bit of divine gateway too. So this lets me know you've been doing a lot of work trying to detach from things in your life. Now, I can't ignore this big green eye in the center of the card here. So you are seeing things from a perspective of love, and you're almost not afraid to dive into your past pain, but you're actually finding the root of these things. Now, this could have to do with, I'll say childhood or your love life. This could also have to do with previous incarnations. There's a lot of past life energy coming up here, whether or not you are aware of what's going on, which I think that maybe you are, or you're becoming privy to it. I'm seeing a vision of somebody like sitting in a bath channeling messages. So it could be that you are doing a lot of work clearing your energy, and you are having memories that don't belong to you but also kind of do, maybe. And this could have to do with past life healing. You could be opening yourself up to this type of awareness, realizing the fullness of your being and actually utilizing the alchemy that you've learned, following your intuition before it makes sense, because your higher self has been guiding you this whole time, along with, well, your spirit guides, as this message is from. So you're taking action. It's interesting because this action card indicates masculine energy, right? Action is masculine in nature, but soul gifts and training, this is feminine in nature. Andromeda is a big mesh of everything, and it is external to our solar system. So as astrology was coming up earlier, you could be looking at different geocentric versus heliocentric forms of astrology. You could be also getting into spiritual astrology, which is seeing things from an external perspective, to even heliocentrism. You could be channeling messages that do not make sense, or you are making them make sense in the physical reality. It could be that you are actually learning things. You have puzzle pieces that you didn't know where they went, and now you are placing those puzzle pieces accordingly, and you're seeing things unfold because you followed your intuition here. You kind of sniffed out the right thing on accident, and then as it fell in place in front of you, you're now needing to say yes to this new energy that is stepping into your life, because you're experiencing a new version of the authentic version of yourself, if that makes sense. I think it does. With baby steps, though, this is definitely slow and steady. This is a big leap that you've been, I think, taking for a long time, and maybe did not even realize the extent of it until recently, or this is a realization that you're coming into. I'm going to pull the tarot. Today we're using the good old trusty dusty Light Seers Tarot, and oh, look at that, High Priestess and the Knight of Cups. Talk about following your intuition before it makes sense. So there's a lot of heart-centered awareness going on here, and as I said, can I get some flyers, please? Let's make this reading real nice and obvious for group 1. Thank you. Not doing reversals today. 6 of Wands, victory. You've come to some kind of realization that everything, thank you. Everything is perfect, always has been, always will be. Even the pain, even the struggle, even the beauty. You know that whatever it is that you're doing right now, you know it's successful, and it will bring you a new awareness. Now, love. I'd like to point out the fact that the circle on the Ace of Cups is very very similar to this jump in card. There's definitely an energy that is interesting you at this time. It's like you are experiencing the extent of your cosmic being, and it's almost like this looks like a little solar system here. Like you are finding a position that is external to the heliocentrism that you have been used to. So you're definitely seeing things from a larger perspective, very, very zoomed out. Oh, the Nakshakras could also be significant to you at this time as well. This is in Vedic astrology. These are the external 27 constellations that help in Vedic astrology align the zodiac, which is the reason why they're a little bit different from the alignment of the zodiac in Western astrology, right? So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so you are definitely grounding a new version of yourself. Now you needed to do some shadow work. You needed to do some like soul searching, literally shadow work, in order to get to this place. But you're realizing that you are already victorious. Now here's number 6, right? We already spoke about this number. Unconditional love. You are diving into the nasty in order to find the beautiful. You are grateful. You are practicing gratitude. Gratitude's the attitude all day, every day, and you are feeling called to use this. Now, you're stepping through this new door, and you see victory here. It's like because you've been victorious and following your intuition before it makes sense, you're starting this new cycle, even though it's the same, if that makes sense. So you've cleansed out all the nasties, but you're repeating the cycle, but you have more conscious awareness as of how you would like to step into it. Things are coming full circle, and you're feeling more passionate, you're feeling celebratory, you're feeling grateful, and you feel like it. Now, all of the characters on these cards are alone, but 6 of Wands is not a card of being alone. So you are feeling comfortable by yourself, but you're acknowledging that You're the only one that can do your work for you. You're the only one that can show up for yourself. You're the only one that can do your shadow work. You're the only one that can be grateful for you and make your things happen for you the way that you want. You're not listening to other people. You are not refining yourself in the way that you think you need to. You're not putting on a version of yourself that you think is the best version of yourself because other people resonate with that as what they think would be the best version of yourself. You are just going for it. Big, bold, loud, and messy. Beautiful. And there's this heart-centered awareness that is coming in, and this is reminding me of that Qigong exercise where you make a light ball, right? So if you'd like to practice this with me quickly, you can. I'm going to get back into the reading in a moment, but if you create a ball of energy here, right, a Qi ball, you can create light, send it to yourself, put it in your heart, send it to others. You can whisper manifestation into it, and you can place it in parts of the timeline. Now, you could be sending healing to your inner child, your future self, or you could be asking for this from your guides. This could also just be me showing you this right now because it would be a helpful technique for you to practice in the future. That being said, there's this alchemy of different energies. There's this watery light and this golden light coming in. Now, your intuition and the divine are coming into play together. You are removing the static, I'm hearing, from your intuition. So this is reminding me of like the element of metal, which is precise, it is firm, it is unapologetic, and it kind of just, it is hard, and it cannot be defeated by anything. And this is your intuition, this is your victory, this is your soul path. There's a lot of needing to work on yourself so that you can extend this onto others. Energy here. Now, with Jump In, Adventure, and then the Queen of Pentacles, you are following your heart. You are reawakening to passions that you have always had or want to have. You are reawakening to versions of yourself that you could only see or dream of, but never really dove into head first. But now you are, because you have the space in your energy. Quite literally, you have the space in your energy now because you've been doing this deep releasing. And I keep hearing Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye in my head. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but you know, whatever. So we have Queen of Pentacles again. So there is financial abundance that is coming towards you, but it's not about the money, right? It's not about the material possessions, things being nice and fancy and shiny. This is about you showing up in the world, taking action, but also being unbothered. Also, reindeer could be significant to you just because this is reminding me of antlers right now. There is a goddess, I cannot remember her name, please comment it if you remember, but she showed up on Earth, and everybody used her for her gifts, for her talents, for her skills, for her psychic ability, her insight, her foresight. But as people were using her, and people were not grateful for her energy, and so they needed to start sacrificing reindeer in order to access her energy, and then she would give in exchange for the sacrifice. Now, you're no longer giving away your energy for free. You're very grounded, you're very action-oriented, you are going after what you want fearlessly from a heart-centered and victorious place, knowing that if you are already in the energy of victory, you cannot be stopped. But you are also no longer giving to people who will not reciprocate, giving to situations that will not reciprocate. You have accidentally, on purpose, restructured your life in a way that allows you to be more prosperous, more abundant, and put you first. I'm hearing you-centric, and heliocentric was coming up a lot. So you are definitely coming into this new sense of self, not one that is different than what you know of yourself, but one that has shed its skin of old versions of yourself, old pains, old traumas, old narratives that did not serve you and were perhaps created by others. Now, baby steps, this indicates that there's a little bit of an energy of meekness or timidity here, but you're focusing mostly on your sense of self, who you are, and you are confident in what you've learned, who you are, and you know that you will be successful. You know you are divinely guided. And number 7 is Libra. So you're feeling balanced. You're focusing on relationships with others at this time, but primarily you're focusing on your relationship with yourself. The opposite of Libra is Aries. So you are absolutely focusing on you and you at this time. And therefore, you know that the things that are coming near you or towards you, or the signs that you are getting, are for you, and they have not and cannot be adjusted or interpreted by or for anybody else. Wow. So, I'm going to pull... Ooh, thank you for these flyers, before I even asked for your advice, the cards came right out. So you have stay focused here. Crystals. And follow your heart. Aww. Beautiful. So group 1, it looks like there's a project that you're likely working on, or a relationship with somebody, or even yourself that you're harboring, some healing that you're doing, whatever this is, an energy that you're releasing, anything. Whatever it is that you're working on, stay focused. There's an energy of eyes. There's a lot of eyes. There could be a lot of eyes on you, or you feel like, there are a lot of eyes on you at this time, or something about someone else's eyes maybe are standing out to you at this time. There's a reason for this. But stay focused on yourself. Do not allow yourself to get distracted or confused by others, or the fact that you're being watched right now, because there is absolutely no reason for you to step into energy that does not belong to you because you're trying to impress anybody else, if that makes sense. So now that you have spent all this time alone, trying to recenter your own energy, people are watching you and they're liking what they're seeing, but this is where the test comes in. Make sure that you are not compromising yourself or your energy for anything or anyone else, because you know that you're being watched at this time. Now, 7 of Wands can sometimes indicate learning, primarily spiritual learning, meditation. You could be stepping into your breath work or meditation practice a little more at this time, and just trying to ground this energy. There is definitely, we have spiritual, we have heart-centered, and we have physical energy here. So you're definitely focusing on your 3 chakras. The 3 chakra system is femininity, grounded action, and heart-centered awareness, right? So crystals could be helping you a lot lately, but also look at this Andromedan energy. What was this? This is the crystal light energy, crystal child, crystal healing, and you got the crystal card coming right on top of it. Now people are seeing you at this time as like a magical fairy unicorn. And just accept it. Don't take people's opinions of you personally, whether they are good or bad. Don't worry about them at all whatsoever, because the only thing that matters is what you think of yourself. And I think that you've been learning this, and this is exactly why you are becoming more successful, because in order for you to be in this place to receive your manifestations and truly make the impact that you have been meaning to on the world, you needed to follow your heart, but you needed to have a clear heart, a clear intention, and know exactly who it is that you are and what it is that you're striving to do in order for you to show up authentically for yourself and no one else. Now, St. Francis, whenever I see this card, the prayer of St. Francis comes to mind. Make me a channel of your peace. You're focusing on your own peace. You're focusing on connecting with the divine, showing up, taking action that you need to. You know that you are called to do something very specific, and you need to stay focused. You need to stay where you're at, but you also need to jump into new situations as they come towards you. But you are waiting for the things to be magnetized towards you with this heart-centered awareness, and you can already kind of see what's going to happen in the future. You can see that you're going to be productive. You can see that you're going to be grounded and abundant. And so you're kind of adapting this futuristic, abundant, and unbothered energy, because you know that she is in between your awareness and your heart. As long as you continue to stay in this energy, you're going to continue to expand and cleanse out all that doesn't serve you and continue to follow your heart. Just know that sometimes when you see things before they happen, it can be harder to take those steps, and you know you're going to be victorious. And as it goes from baby steps to meditation to victory, make sure that you are just putting one foot in front of the other. Make sure that you are continuing your practice that got you as far as you are, and trust in your victory that's coming up. Know that as much as you are alone, you never are, and as much as you are never alone, you are. So don't worry about it. Keep your energy focused on yourself. Keep it focused inwards, and also use some crystals. Maybe you like to give people crystals. That can be beneficial at this time too, or just spreading the message that crystals have for you. Now, just as we all have a collection of particular energy, and electricity is literally consciousness, every single crystal also will have a consciousness, will have an emotion, will have a message for you. This is why we cleanse and charge our crystals, right? So you could be learning to find alone time even without your crystals, or you could be finding a new appreciation for physical crystals at this time. Again, Crystal Child keeps coming out to me, so that could be relevant as well. Jump into that. Look into the Andromeda system. That could be relevant for you as well. And if you feel called to do something and it's a little bit out of your comfort zone, or you have a lot of things on your plate, just take it slow and steady, and Queen of Pentacles is reminding me to tell you to follow your heart, follow your flow, but also make a task list. Try to be organized a little more. Try to wake up, be motivated, know that you have your daily routine and that it is spiritually guided because you are meditating on it. Okay. So wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Actually wake up, put together your list, do your daily routine, try to start better habits, right? Know that you're spiritually guided. Meditate at night for what you're going to do the next day. Create this list, go through it. But through the list, follow your particular flow. From here, make sure that you're getting everything done that you need to, and then sit back, relax, and let everything magnetize towards you. Take baby steps, follow your heart, follow your own flow, but stay focused. Know that if you need a little more energy, or you need a little more time or space or anything, dive into crystals a little bit more. Jade, in general, could be helpful for you. There are so many different forms and colors and versions of jade. This is jadeite. It is also a nephrite, as I mentioned before. This connects you with your water element, but the intuitive side, like the cosmic side, which is why the divine gateway was coming up a little bit too. So you might want to focus on your divine gateway chakra, which is the one above the crown chakra, and it connects you with, well, the divine. It helps you connect into the Akashic records so that you can access your soul star chakra, see your past lives, connect with your divine masculine and feminine chakras that are above that, and so on and so forth. So make sure that you are both organized and following your flow. The best way to do this is to know what you're going to do and then go about these things in the way that feels the most good for you. If there's something that you need to knock off the list today or something you need to add, go ahead and do that, but make sure that you're sticking to what you feel called to do. Keep the larger picture in mind, but focus on what's right in front of you at the same time. Your mind's eye, your intuition is very strong at this time, and you are severely guided right now. So don't be overwhelmed if there's a lot that you want to do, a lot on your plate. Just put one foot in front of the other. Be fearless. Be fearless. Show up and use your crystals for help. Don't worry about the way that other people see you, because they see you as focused, victorious, loving, healing, ethereal, abundant, and someone who's very creative and follows their heart unapologetically. So don't worry about it, but just know that if you're worried about what anybody else is saying about you or what they think about you, know that, well, one, don't worry, for one, and two, it's nothing bad. You're absolutely beautiful. And I think that you're the last one to see this about yourself, honestly, because you've been spending so much time in these higher realms trying to sort out these puzzle pieces so that you could ground it and manifest what you feel like you need to do. Now that you're grounded a little bit more, you have more of an idea of how you need to do things and what you need to do. You have more of a plan. But this was never your plan. I mean, it was, but it's a plan that has been co-created with and for you. So, as you are regrounding yourself, you're recentering, you are reorganizing the things that you need to do in your life. My lotus oil is standing out to me. Allow yourself to fully blossom. Allow yourself to fully enlighten. Allow yourself to be seen and act accordingly, unapologetically, standing in your full power. And it's okay if that energy changes. We're meant to change. We're meant to flow. We're meant to follow our heart and stay focused. Show up, do what you need to do. And there are so many resources around you. If you want to jump, go ahead and jump. If you want to take a baby step, take a baby step. Follow what feels right to you in the moment. Your intuition is not wrong, and your intuition is connected with your heart. So make sure that you are paying attention to your emotions, pay attention to your physical sensations, and continue to take care of your body the way that you have, because whatever you have been doing, whether it's a physical practice, a manifestation practice, your meditation, your breath work, or just going with your flow a little bit more, a little more creativity, a little more heart-centered awareness, whatever it is you've been doing it correctly. And it's really, really been showing. You are glowing, you are growing, and you are amazing. So I think this was really like a reading of you're healing, you're growing, and this is like the growing pains are over, and now you're restarting the cycle with a cleared slate and a new idea of why you're doing the things that you're doing. And so you're reorganizing a little bit, and that's okay. So continue to show up and continue to follow your heart at the same time, because it is the balance of the two that will bring the success, but you're already here. So continue to be grateful, continue to do yourself, and whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is, whatever this little secret practice is that you do just for you, keep it up, because it's really, really working. You are seen. Who by or what by, I don't know, but you are being watched. You're being very watched. but you're not supposed to know this, and you're not supposed to pay attention to this at this time. But there's a reason that you're being let in on this right now. It's so that you know that it's going on, but you can continue to grow in the way that you are, because you have the all-seeing eye within you. This is also reminding me of the evil eye, which is letting me know that if there is anything that's weird going on, it's already being returned to sender on your behalf. You don't even have to worry about it at this time. Okay. I'm going to leave your reading there for you, Group 1. I really hope this helps shed light and clarity on your situation. I love you so much, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation, wherever you're at. Namaste. Hi there, Group 2. Namaste. Thank you for being here. And you selected this beautiful raw emerald. Now, this is such a special crystal to me because, one, emerald is badass, and it helps you connect with your heart center, and it also helps you connect with what it is that you truly desire in this life. It also calms the mind, calms the heart and emotions, centers the intuition and your sense of self, and it can also help you to magnetize your manifestations. On top of this, it helps you to cleanse your energy field, not just cleanse it, but to I'm sorry, I'm listening to the correct word here. To consciously magnetize the energy that you wish to have a part of your collection of energies. This is very, very channeled, what I'm saying right now, so there is definitely a very strong energy that is watching over you right now. I'm seeing 14. It is angelic. I'm hearing Gabriel. Okay, hey, what's up, bud? So anyway, you are very, very guided. You are very, very protected. And green flame, green light can be very significant to you at this time. Whew. Okay, I'm getting a rush. I'm going to turn this off and then start one more time. Okay, so what you're noticing now is that you're following your heart, and it's likely bringing you material or physical abundance. Whether or not these two things are directly correlated in the physical realm, it does not matter, because they are. I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing pyrite, even though there is no pyrite in this emerald. I'm also seeing the Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz. So that lets me know that there is something or someone around you that is not wearing a false mask, but everything is not what it seems in the situation. This also lets me know there is a lot of financial and material abundance coming towards you, but this should not and cannot be your main focus at this time, because you are on a mission, and whatever it is that you are doing is very important to your own heart healing and that of the collective, is what I'm hearing. You are divinely guided, you are divinely supported, and if you are experiencing an influx of psychic awareness or abilities, you are not going crazy. This is absolutely legitimate, and you are ending a new cycle, which is allowing you to create from a more authentic and heart-centered place. Separately, you are channeling messages for the greater good of all. I don't know what you're doing or what you're meant to be doing here, but you do, and this is your message. So, you have Weight of the World. Ooh, the Courageous Peony. And your life is a canvas. I love peonies. They remind me of a passed away loved one of mine. So you could have a lot of angels that are around you at this time. People who have passed away that are watching you. You have a lot of guardian angels around you. 2 in particular is what I'm feeling. 1 or 2 in particular. You are very courageous. You have been through a lot, and you have not even shared this with many people. And when you do, if you do, you don't even share not even half of it, is what I'm hearing. You have always had the weight of the world on your shoulders, but you're in this deep state of retention and then release. Breath retention, pranayama is coming to me at this time. And one of the very beneficial pranayama practices breath retention is to inhale for a certain count, say 4, hold for twice what is double that. So you would hold for 16 and then exhale for double the original count, which would be 8. So inhale for 4, hold for 16, and then exhale for 8. Breath retention, very interesting, as well as holding the weight of the world. These let me know that you are, you have experienced like a very quick and not gentle pressurization of the energy within your body, so that you can notice that you were retending some things that you didn't realize. And this had to do with the weight of the world. Now, this has to do with a very large project or mission or job or something that you really feel like you are here to do. And with this, after the retention comes the release of this energy, but you cannot release something that you are not conscious of. We can breathe voluntarily and we can breathe involuntarily. You are choosing to observe what has been involuntarily held within you, and you are voluntarily releasing it to make room for something else. Now, you're also being very courageous in the fact that when you have space for other things, you are needing to hold this empty space for a little bit, which might make you feel a little bit lost. And that is so that you can draw in exactly what you are being called to manifest. Ooh, okay. Getting weird vibes from that emerald right now. Okay, there are energies around you that are trying to take up this space that is within you, because as you're creating space, you magnetize things, but you don't want to magnetize what is nearest to you or what is the easiest to magnetize. You want to magnetize something very precise, something precise as metal. Interesting. Metal element came out in the first reading too. That might have messages for you there as well. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. So this is on her, well, from my perspective, it's on the receiving side of her heart chakra. So you are likely opening up your heart to some kind of unconditional love in some way, shape, or form. You are maybe letting people into your life. You are expanding your social circle. But on top of this, you are blossoming. You are flowering. You have released so much of your emotions that you have held for so very long, and you're realizing how much of it did not actually belong to you, but was intentionally held within you because you were the one that would be able to manifest, transmute, and actually release this. Now, this brings to mind ancestral karma, collective karma. This has to do with loved ones carrying their burdens for them, and even just literally, I'm hearing like the realm in general, or even external realms if you do resonate with the term starseed as the deck that we're using today. With courageous peony, Emerald City and the Cowardly Lion. So definitely Wizard of Oz could be relevant to you at this time. Also Wicked could be relevant as well. So you are exploring different parts of yourself, because there might be a lot of things about you that don't necessarily seem like they go together, but as you are growing, as you are aging, as you're becoming more fearless and releasing the things that were separating these different parts of yourself, you're seeing how flawlessly and seamlessly they go together. They can, they should, and they will. But there were things in between that were preventing you from meshing these parts of yourself together. But as these things come together, they grow and they blossom like a courageous, beautiful peony flower. What's very interesting, I actually have a peony tattoo on the part of the channel between my solar plexus and my heart chakra. So that particular channel could be significant to you as well. Feeling courageous and confident enough in who you are that you deserve love, but you know what kind of love you deserve. Or you know that you are courageous and confident and you have that sense of self, and it's attached to your love, your sense of unconditional love, and gratitude, forgiveness, all of these beautiful energies about you. Now, there's a little smiley face on this card, so it's like you could be a very optimistic, happy person. Now, your life is a canvas. Have to get to this card, right? Creative accountability. Now, as you're noticing the way that all of these things about you come together, you are realizing that you can stitch them together in a very precise way. But you must realize that you're not making a blanket for anybody else. You're not making anybody else a safety blanket. You are creating your life. You have to live this. Nobody else can. No one else will. And you've been walking this this healing journey for a very long time. You have been watched. You have been guided, but you could have been feeling alone. Now, I literally do not feel like I'm using my own voice right now, except for when I just said that sentence. So it's very possible, highly likely, that you have been channeling messages from others to others. It could be that you are experiencing an influx in mediumship abilities. You could be seeing ghosts, you could be seeing demons, you could be seeing extraterrestrials, you could be talking to different kinds of entities, or even energies. The wind has a spirit, your foam roller has a spirit, your crystals have spirits. Literally every single thing that has electricity, which is everything because it's a collection of energy, which is electric and magnetic, which is either masculine or feminine, and which is a vibration. Literally every single thing has a consciousness, and you're picking up on this. You are highly intuitive, you are highly aware. Even the little specks of dust that you do not know are there have some kind of electrical charge to them, therefore they have a consciousness, therefore they have a message, they have some kind of thing. This is not to say that they are alive and breathing and speaking like we are, but this is to say that it has an energy. You can tap into it. You're empathic. There's a little extra space inside you right now, and you are being extra diligent, not too diligent. You're being extra diligent about what it is that you are possessing, magnetizing, inquiring, and absorbing. Now, you need to be very, very careful at this time who you are speaking to, who you're speaking about, and who you are sharing this information with, because your personal freedom is on the line here. This has to do with maybe you feel called to travel somewhere, and it's because you need to get away from where you are for a particular reason. You could be picking up on this and don't know why. Separately, there's an energy of you're trying to create your life. You feel called to go somewhere or do something or to move around a lot. You've been learning a lot. You've been very, very called lately to learn, to read, to absorb content, to be very, very careful about what you are listening to, musically, what you're watching in like TV, movies, things like this. Things that you are absorbing, you are no longer taking crap. I'm getting this sense of like, get rid of everything that you have and absorb only that which is pure and good and giving and abundant and unconditional. You've definitely climbed this mountain. I'm hearing that Carrie Underwood song, So Small. Sometimes sometimes that mountain you've been climbing is just a grain of sand. So, woo, hey. So it seems like it's definitely been an uphill battle for you to get to where you are. There's a lot of light that comes from you and a lot of awareness. Now, this could be a pile group 2 where you could be very aware of your past lives, past incarnations, and you could literally be able to see this through others. As you're at this point, it can feel a little bit, you can feel lost and alone. You can feel a little bit jaded. You can feel a little bit alone in this. This is entirely normal. This is one of those things where you got to feel like you lose the battle in order to win the war. Sometimes humanity is calling for you to use things that you do not feel comfortable using in order for the good of everything and everyone else. You have a lot of humanitarian energy about you, and as you're creating this space, it's very important that you are putting yourself first at this time, because the things that you are experiencing are going to try to encourage you sometimes not to do this, because there are so many different ways that you can be useful to everything and everyone all the time ever. Okay? Now, this is not your job. You are not supposed to carry the weight of the world for everything and everyone. That's how you got into this position in the first place, of needing to do this deep cleanse, this deep release. Now, you've learned how to set boundaries. You are still learning how to set boundaries, but you are doing a much better job of than you used to do. For example, like in your childhood or before you were aware that this is what was going on. You're at this place of divine surrender. See how it almost looks like there's a tornado going on here, but the sun is almost at the center, and she's just sitting here in the water, allowing everything to release. Now, it could be very beneficial for you at this time, or it could be a practice you already partake in, is like saltwater baths or dipping your feet in the ocean or whatever this is. Water will cleanse your energy, will cleanse your aura, will cleanse your body. If you want to take a shower and try to release energy that you're holding onto that does not belong to you, does not serve your highest good, does not help you with your better judgment, or you can just ask your angels, particularly Gabriel and Michael at this time, are going to help you to select the exact precise energies that are in your highest good for your best self. Now, try to tune into the future version of yourself, try to tune into the highest, happiest, most fulfilled, and successful future version of yourself that follows. Be precise, because timelines are subject to change at any given moment. I'm feeling the need to let you know that every single thing that you do affects the timeline. You know this. This is why predicting the future is a thing, because the future really, it can and cannot be predicted in the same way that there is and isn't everything. So make sure that you select the particular timeline of the future self that you would like to tune into. And this can be energetically as well. It doesn't need to be like, I want the person that has a big house and a fancy car and like does humanitarian stuff. No, be way more specific than that. Try to select a particular vibration. From this particular vibration, tune into this version of your future self. Ask for their guidance in order to attune you energetically to where you would like to be. They will help you release those things that need to be released, and they will help put little milestones, little things along your way that you can pick up. And this will help you to collect the version of vibration. This will allow you to collect the vibrations that you need to collect together in order to become this version of yourself that you would like. Now, make sure that you are staying steadfast in the timeline that you would like to end up in, so that you are not continually timeline hopping. Now, this might, if you're still listening to this, you know what I'm talking about, so I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, Courageous Peony. THE is reminding me of the home edit. Clean up your home, clean up the air in your home, dust those little corners. This is going to be very, very helpful, especially when you do your breath exercises, breath work, and energy, because like I said, even those little tiny particles of dust have energy to them. So make sure that you are cleaning everything. Make sure that your workspace is clean, where you do your practice, spiritual, religious, personal practices, or everything. Make sure that it is clean. Get to those tiny little spots. Your life is a canvas. artist, manifestation, creative accountability, you could be feeling like you are dabbling in a lot of different arts lately. As you're doing this, know that it's for a particular reason, but also I'm hearing don't waste your time doing things that you know you're not meant to do. Just because they feel good, use them when you want to feel good. Use them for healing modalities, but make sure that when you are creating, do not create from a place of trauma and then look at them again and then reabsorb that trauma. Okay, but do create something that is aligned with what you want in the future, and then notice when you're using something for pleasure, when you're using something for healing, because art is productive, it is useful, and it's definitely a huge part of your path. But make sure that you're being extraordinarily conscious at this time about the art that you are creating and the art that you are consuming. Okay. You have the King of Cups, the Empress. I'm not taking reversals today. The Five of Swords. Ooh, and the Three of Swords. Oh. Okay. Please channel through me because this is a lot. Okay. You are leaving a version of yourself behind. You're very aware of this, and you are absorbing light energy. As you're doing this, you are helping other people heal in the process. But as you're grounding your own energy, you're realizing how much of your groundedness, how much of your physical place came from your heart, right? And how not grounded and how not action oriented you actually have been. And it's not because you haven't been putting the work in, it's because you've been working through your heart center and through your intuition and not through your masculine centers, which have to do with your physical vitality and physical abundance, your pleasure centers, which is where you're consuming this art that has not been helpful for you, which is where water is coming in here, because water is sacral, and then your self-confidence, what it is that you are, what it is you identify as. And you've been trying to use these collections of other people's art or other people's versions of things in order to see what you resonate with and then find yourself in the middle, which is why you're being called to cleanse all of that out of you at this current point in time. Not that consumption is bad. We need to consume so we can release, but you're at this place of being asked to hold space because there is something that is coming towards you, but it's so big it requires a lot of space. So you're going to need to exercise a little bit more right now. You're going to need to drink a little more water right now. Do some sound healing if you have singing bowls or tuning forks or things like this. Even if you have a piano, you do play music or something like this. I have a blog post on sound healing. You can go ahead and see which notes, particularly which octave of which note, heal which chakra, which center, which energy. So go ahead and use your hertz frequencies consciously. And I'm not talking about picking up a random binaural beat to help you sleep on YouTube, although that can be helpful. Make sure that you are being very particular about the particular frequencies that you are absorbing right now. This will be very helpful for you. You're very multifaceted, and it's very important that you use all of your dexterity in your mind, your body, and your spirit. So this lets me know that you could be doing something that has to do with movement or your physical ability, your agility. So make sure that you are staying ready, because this will be a physical, what's the word you were looking for, spirit? Just a task. Okay, this is going to be a physical task. There's going to be some kind of physical effort required from you, and the Empress, I'm very literally seeing like a pregnancy or fertility. Whatever it is that you're working on is very fertile. It could be that you will be experiencing like pregnancy or just a surplus, a rush of emotions at this time. So as this is going on, make sure that you are cleansing out your sacral energies. If you are if you resonate with having a woman body, now would be a great time to, even whether or not you would like to have kids in the future, now would be a great time for you to treat your body as the way that you would if you were preparing to have a child consciously and on purpose. Not because not because you need to have a child, but I'm actually feeling that there is an energy that is aware of you that would like you to birth it. I don't know, that's weird and very specific. Don't take it if you don't want that, but at the same time, either way, treat your body the way that you would if you were doing it for somebody else, I think. And then also there is like this energy of your projects being very abundant, you being extraordinarily creative at this time, and you have this very special spark, and I'm hearing by the moon. So please check the moon phases, whether it is waxing, whether it is waning, which sign that it is in. Check your moon. Also check where the Mercury is at. This is the message that I'm getting for you. It's very, very particular at this time. We recently came out of the Syrian gateway, so check for little gateways like that. Very recently we had the Pleiades and the Sun were conjunct. Recently we had the Syrian gateway. So look out for some gateways and channels like this, because this on top of your moon and your Mercury will help give you an extra boost of energy. But if you see them coming ahead of time, it will allow you to consciously, deliberately select this energy that's coming around for you, right? This is a lot of information. We have the Five of Swords. Now you're needing to be courageous right now because this is taking a lot of your strength. It would be literally way too easy for you to overthink everything that's going on, right? It's way too easy to slip back into old patterns and to become stressed about all of these changes that you're making, especially vibrationally, especially when you don't feel like you resonate with a lot of the people around you. This is where this energy is. Sometimes the mountain you've been climbing feels like a grain of sand, and honestly, sometimes it is. You are meant to do a lot in this lifetime, and so you need to take it day by day. Day by day. Yes. Listen to that song. It's amazing. Now, Three of Swords. You're definitely, okay. You're holding on to a past heartbreak. Now, this might not have to do with romance at all whatsoever, but there's a situation that hurt your heart sometime, someplace, in some timeline, some version of you somewhere. Okay? And we are trying to get this out. We're trying to get this out right now, and it's not about stitching it back up, putting a big Band-Aid over it. I'm hearing the used in my head. So deep that it didn't even bleed and fuck me. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to laugh at your pain. It's just the, emo. Anyway, so we're not trying to stitch this up. We're not trying to put a Band-Aid over this. What we're actually trying to do is open this up, crack it open, and melt it. So you're going to feel a little bit messy. You're going to feel like you want to express art. You're going to okay. So this is where this art mess is coming in, right? So you're going to want to, I'm hearing project all of this into art and use it, but then get rid of it. Get rid of it. If you were like, why am I creating this and then I don't want it anymore? It's because you need to release this. Release this in your water. Release this in art, whatever that means for you. But you need to create as much space as you can for this to come in. This is a very, very significant part of your life, and you have no idea this is coming, whatever this is that is coming for you. But you're picking up on the fact that there is something. And this fish. Now, this reminds me of being pious. This reminds me of being maybe chaste and humble and connecting. Okay, this is actually reminding me, like, people... if in Christianity, people used to get locked up for being Christian, and one of them would draw half a fish in jail on the wall, and then somebody else who'd be secretly also Christian, they would draw the other half of the fish on the wall, and then they would go, oh, okay, so we resonate with the same beliefs, we can pray together in silence. There's somebody around you who is very aware of the skills and gifts that you possess, and you have no idea that they are either aware of this or that they also possess the same thing. But you're being watched, you're picking up on this vibrationally, and I think that you do have an idea of this, but you're having anxiety and second guessing and doubts about this, although there is a little bird in your ear telling you, and it is this entity. I don't know who it is, where they are, how they're incarnated, where they're incarnated. I don't know. I don't know your life. But what I do know is that you are meant to create something together, whether this is a channeled message, this is physically a baby, or she is literally external to the earth and the moon right now. This could literally have to do with astrology. This could have to do with building something. This could have to do with the collective as a whole. Again, I don't know you. I don't know your life. But what I'm picking up on is 3, 5, and 3. This lets me know that there's mirroring energy going on, both wanting to create something, but one is coming from a place of, I'm ready, down, let's do it, fertile. The other one's coming from, ouch, this hurts, I cannot. And in the middle, there's confusion, there's energy, there's anxiety, right? This is being transmuted, this is being transcended, and this energy is no longer becoming an issue, but it's taking courage and your life. Okay. This is your life. You're the only one that can choose what you do with your life, and you've been trying to manifest whatever this is for a very long time. Now, when it shows up, you are not recognizing it. You're not going to be able to recognize it because a different version of you needs to be able to pick it up. You still need to create the space a little bit more. I know that you're holding a lot of space right now, but you need to hold more space, and do not give it. Do not give it to others. Do not give it to situations, and do not fill it in. Do not reconsume the art or the expression or whatever it is that you put out through your pain. Do not reabsorb that. Do not reabsorb that. Water cleanses, right? Salt solidifies. It seals. So make sure that you are doing salt baths or something, or just tune into the energy, pop in the ocean for a quick dip, something like this. And then when it comes to this anxiety, this pressure, look out for crows. They could be having messages for you. Check out the amount of cause that they do, for example, and then align this with numerology. So if there's a crow outside your window, for example, and it's going that's 4, right? What is 4? It has to do with your home life. It's Cancerian energy. It has to do with the moon. It has to do with stagnancy, being stuck. Use your intuition, but use your practical mind as well. There's definitely a reason why you have the intersection of all of these gifts, and this is so that you can actually have space for this large blessing that is coming into your life. It will feel like a blessing, but right now it feels like the weight of the world to even think about, because you're at this place where you feel like you need to be strong, and you are strong. That's what you're realizing, is how strong you actually are. But as you're releasing things, you're creating space for this. Now, I've said this a million times, but for some reason it needs to continue to be emphasized. I'm hearing it's coming. They're here. Oh my gosh. Ooh, poltergeist. Okay, so yes, there are energies that are positive. There are energies that are negative, that are trying to magnetize towards you right now. Some of them you are magnetizing. Some of them are noticing that you're magnetizing, and they're trying to get in your realm. Okay, so be extraordinarily picky right now. Now is the time to be diligent. Now is the time to wear your armor. Prepare for battle is what I'm hearing, but like energetic battle. Ooh, I just got the chills. Wood. Tune into the wood element, please. Of wood and metal are the elements that you should be looking into right now. Check out traditional Chinese medicine. See what they have to say about this, because wood floats, right? Wood can handle water. Metal cannot be destroyed. So when things come up and they're like, how do I say this, spirit? When something is intuitively overwhelming, tune into wood, okay? Because wood will help you float. Intuition is water. Wood will help you float. And it will help you feel grounded through all of this. Separately, metal. When something physically tries to, when there's a physical block, whether it's like energetically you feel like you physically can't do something, or whatever this physical block is, then you want to tune into metal. Because metal does not budge. It cannot budge. Only, like, literally fire is like maybe. Like, tune into wood, tune into metal, okay? And then use your alchemy, use your elements. Be wise right now about what you put together. Do not, if you are angry, if you feel frustrated, drink your water, because what puts out fire? Water, right? Do not put air there. Practice your breathing exercises, but make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Make sure you're doing it outside, right? Or do things like this. Be very aware of what you are doing and which element it resonates with. And also, please tune into wood and metal. These will be your strengths and your superpowers right now. Please remember this. Also, Uranus energy has to do with connecting to something larger, higher learning, expansion, and ascension. Now, make sure that you are doing your breathing exercises, but make sure that you are meditating. Meditating right now is so extra important, like more important than it usually is for you, group 2. There's a lot of abundance that's coming for you, but there's a block that is here. And this has nothing to do with you. This has everything to do with other things being ready for you. So, that's why you're needing to hold this open space for a long time, because you are in this fertile, abundant energy, and this other side of the energy that you are holding space for, that will help you to create this abundance or fertility or whatever this is. You're needing to be strong. You're being asked to be courageous. You're asked to be as unique as possible and get out in nature. Let yourself live your life. Let yourself create art. But anything that's bothering you right now, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let everything go. Okay. You have right. Teacher. Yes, and focus upon your strengths. I don't even feel like I need to clarify this, but I will, because I love you, group 2. You feel like the weight of the world because teacher. I mean, listen to this reading you just got. Hello, what's going on? If anybody but you were listening to this, listener of group 2, they would be like, the fuck? But it's not them. It's you. You know exactly what's going on. You know what I'm talking about. You are using your heart-centered awareness and your intuition in order to channel and provide messages for others that are very significant. Now, I'm seeing a yantra here again, so you are very aware of what part of cycles other people, places, things, and the collective are in at this time. I'm also seeing, nope, just kidding, I'm not saying that. Your obstacles are being removed. Yes, they are. Elephants could be significant. The divine feminine could be significant. Oh, wow. Peony and elephant. I have both those tattoos, so shout out in the middle, group 2. We're friends. Anyway, Soul Tribe. She has so much abundance here. She's also in half lotus. So I felt called to mention the lotus earlier. This is abundance. She's in half lotus, which lets me know to tell you that you are halfway where you're trying to go. You are halfway there. You have half of the space that you need to have created for yourself in order to absorb what it is that's coming in. But you need to be so strong. Do some physical exercise right now. Physically strengthen your body, physically strengthen your vessel, and strengthen your vibration as well. This is where this extra meditation is going to come in. Lift a little extra weights. Go for that run that you're thinking about. Drink more water. I'm hearing lay off the caffeine and powders. If you've been doing like supplements or something like this, lay off the powders and lay off the caffeine a little bit if you can. Focus upon your strengths. Apollo, okay, right? This is the sun. So this is very significant. Transmute any and all energy that is around you and within you. Don't focus on magnetizing energy to transmute. Just transmute what is here and then hold that space and create it. Like, create this space and then hold it. Hold it. Okay? Yes. Your outward expression and your soul are very, very tied at this time. I'm hearing that you are mostly integrated with your higher self 99% of the time. That other 1% we're working on still. There's a little bit of things that you were trying to clear out, and that's okay. This has to do with your overthinking. This has to do with your mind. When your intuition gets a download, you try to rationalize it. Now, you need to follow your intuition before it makes sense. You're already doing this. But the thing is, our mind is a functional part of us, right? It is part of our fight or flight response. It is the third kosha, the third sheath of our consciousness, our existence, right? We have the earth, we have the energy, we have the physical mind, we have the knowledge, wisdom brain, and then we have bliss, ananda, right? So when it comes to your mind, don't allow your intellect and your knowledge to get mixed up. These are two different things, right? Your wisdom, your ancient wisdom versus your tactical, practical brain. Use your brain space for reading. Use it to learn languages, do some math. Things like this. Things like this will help your brain have something to think about, something to work on, something that is practical. And you'll be getting signs while you're doing what you're doing, because this is group 2. You know what's up. So focus upon your strengths. Whatever this is that you're called to do it, because this golden healing light is meant for you to use in order to... Now, you've been teaching people how to connect to the divine. Yes, this is true. But now focus upon your strengths. You're about to do something for yourself. It's going to make you so happy and so fulfilled. But you needed to do this first so that there was room for you. You had something you needed to do, part of your soul contract, and in exchange, you will be receiving this. But you need to finish up the little bits of your work, not physically, but energetically, emotionally. I'm hearing there are some little tiny dusty corners in your brain, little tiny dusty corners in your heart that you're sweeping out. You tried to ignore, pretend we're not there for a long time. I'm seeing the color orange and I'm seeing the color red. So focus on those masculine chakras right now. Just feel this divine light. Feel that golden Reiki healing light. Hon Shazi Shomen. Get up in there. Do your thing. I'm going to leave your reading here for you, group 2. This one was a little bit longer. I love you so much. I really hope this helps shed light and clarity on your situation. 353. Okay, so there are changes. Some of them you're creating, some of them are being created for you. So do not overthink what's going on. Be the observer, focus on your energy, and then watch what shifts around you. Keep holding that space. Focus upon your strengths. Do not worry. Don't you worry about a thing. All right. I love you so much. I really hope this helps shed light and clarity on your situation. Group 2. Namaste. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Thank you for being you. Thank you for doing what you do, because every single day we appreciate you, everybody. You help the collective come to the next level. You are the backbone of our civilization. So thank you for being yourself. I see you. Other people see you. It's time for you to see you, group 2. I love you so much, and namaste. Hi there, group 3. Namaste, and thank you so much for being here. If you selected this beautiful and rare pink tourmaline, then this reading is for you. So, pink tourmaline relates to compassion and channeling divine love, also crystal healing light. This is a very protective stone, and it helps you in combing your aura. Now, this can help you to find more sanctity in your life and help you to come to personal heart-centered fulfillment, as well as tune into your divine energies, opening up your crown chakra and divine gateway chakra. Now, this will help you to feel more comfortable connecting with energies that are larger than you are currently used to working with, and will help the process of grounding afterwards be a little bit more smooth, because it helps channel the energy directly through your heart, which is the portal between your masculine and feminine energy centers. Group 3, I did already record your reading, but it was a little bit lengthy and messy. So now the energy has shifted since I have recorded your energy. So I'm redoing this just to help give you some more clarity in a more concise fashion. So to start off, you have your life is a canvas with artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. You have called, soul gifts, and training. It's time to step up. And we have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Okay. So, you are definitely taking your life by the reins. You're grabbing the bull by the horns, and you are manifesting that which it is that you would like in your life. You are feeling more creative inspiration at this time, and art definitely takes a center stage here. But you're realizing that life is very cyclical. Sometimes you're at the top of a mountain, sometimes you're in the bottom of a valley. Both places are beautiful. Neither is higher up or lower down than the other. And truly, they are all just different places in life. Now, you've been called to share that which you've learned. And you're likely receiving a lot of intuitive, psychic, or spiritual downloads at this time. You are definitely experiencing some upgrades when it comes to your energy. And when it comes to perhaps being a healer or an energy of weirdness, healing, humanitarian efforts, very Aquarian energy coming out with this card, this connection to the ether, connection to the divine, not separate from Piscean input energy. This is climbing. This is climbing in order to expand your consciousness and connect with your divine gateway. This is Aquarian humanitarian energy here. You are receiving more soul gifts or remembering gifts that you have, and or you are being trained, it seems by the universe itself, in order to fill these shoes that you have felt for a long time, you always knew intuitively you wanted to step into. Now, life likely has been asking you to take accountability for those little dusty corners in your life, those tiny little spots in your heart, in any of your chakras, in either your intuition, your physical action, anything. You've been asked to take accountability lately, but make it pretty. Don't mind if you're making a mess, but clean up the mess that is there, right? It's time for you to step up. And there are things that you're realizing, particularly relating to how spiritually powerful you are. Spirit is asking me not to use the term powerful hesitantly as I normally would, because it's very important that right now you understand that you are being called right now, and you're being called to step into your power, but you must first realize the actual fullness of that power, the full extent of this. And even when you get your mind blown by the size or the amount of strength and power and fortitude that is within you, know that you have not yet seen, you've only seen the tip of the iceberg. You have not seen all of it. The cherry blossoms, or almond blossoms, I believe on this card, are letting me know that you've been very determined lately. You've been working. This is Saturnian energy, Capricornian energy. You are flowering, you're blossoming, but it's time for you to shed your flowers onto the world. With water your garden, you have nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. There are a lot of ways you've been taking better care of your physical body, and there are a lot of ways that you've been neglecting your physical body in lieu of doing what you think is most healthy for yourself, for your body. This is very physical, very tangible. Your physical body, it needs to become stronger so that you can but so that you can hold within your being, within your physical vessel, the expansiveness of your spirit. Because you're being shown this, and it's time for you to step up in this way, you are realizing that the way that you treat your body, the way you treat your emotions, your heart, your physical vessel is so extraordinarily important. No more messing around, I'm hearing. You must be tender with yourself. You must make sure you are feeling rested. You must get up and work out, but you also must make sure that you are eating the correct things. I'm hearing cut back on the acidity, and consume more sugar will be helpful for you, but not fake sugar, like fruits and things. This also has to do with Jupiter energy, fruits. So make sure that you are showing up determined, but use that determination in order to give you your own blessings. Saturn and Jupiter are both planets of blessings. Saturn teaches you a lesson first. Jupiter doesn't last long. So it's important to know that you are free, and that there are blessings coming your way. There are many, many. But you must be the one that decides that you are worthy of it. You must put yourself in a receiving energy by taking the action to grab your opportunity, to grab your happiness, your fulfillment. You have to grab that receiving energy. That is an action that you must take in order for you to be more open to receiving. As you experience the larger version of your own nature, you are recognizing ways that you have been attuned already and ways that you have not yet been attuned. You're recognizing the space you need to create within yourself, and you're also recognizing how fruitful, lucky, and prosperous you are really meant to be. So, Don't mind if there is a bit of shuffling around going on around you. Know that if you continue to tune yourself into this energy, wake up in the morning and decide that this is the energy that you will harness throughout the day, and that this is the energy you are growing into, nay, you are already in this energy. Allow yourself to what term should I use, Spirit? Fill in the pieces on your own. You are both suspecting and unsuspecting of what is going on around you, because you know that you are changing vibrationally and you're being guided to do different things. Now, water your garden, in a very literal sense, is asking me to remind you that you consume enough water, but also get enough sunlight. Just like a plant, you experience a process similar to photosynthesis, just like everything that exists on this planet. So it's very important that you are receiving your proper nourishment, you are getting sunlight, going outside in actual nature with flowers and trees and natural water resources and rocks, and that you are drinking enough water. I'm hearing if you are treating your water before you drink it, continue doing this. If you are charging your water with crystals, for example, or with Reiki, with crystal light, things like this, continue doing this. This practice is helping you to attune your energy to where you are aspiring to be. And you are a lot closer than you think, but there is a lot more than you think there is at the same time. So you might feel almost bombarded, but know that things happen exactly when they are meant to, how they are meant to, when they are supposed to. No, nothing more, nothing less, point blank, period. So even when you are making your own decisions, even when you are trying to understand what is going on, even when you feel a spiritual upgrade, know that it is because you are ready, or it is because something was meant to happen. If you are experiencing confusing situations, consider this karma. This needs to be cleared so that you can create a new, clear energy around yourself, around your aura, so that you can fully consume the extent of the fullness of your being. Paramahansa Yogananda says that God lives in the spine. Focusing on spinal work, eating extra garbanzo beans, chickpeas, or also some spinal waves in movement, but also just doing your chakra work, focusing on your particular chakras, chakral centers, and your vertebrae will help you more at this time. Also, ovarian breathing, or for men, I guess it would be, I don't know, like spermal breathing. I don't really know, but it is the same practice. You tune into the stem cells. I have a blog post on it on spiritualistik.com. You can totally check it out. This is a Qigong practice forwarded to you from me from, I believe, Montauk Chia. Love the dude. So this is where you will focus your energy, essentially to your sacral chakra, but particularly to your reproductive organs. You will harness the energy of the stem cells here. Also, tune it into your life force energy, which is the golden star chakra, which lies between your sacral and solar plexus chakras. Using both of these energies together, you are to create a light ball and send it down to your root chakra, to your mula, to and engage your mula bandha. This can also be considered, in some senses, a Kegel, not a pelvic floor exercise, very similar though. You will be engaging your mula bandha, sending this energy down, and then back up all the way your spine. Make sure your tongue posture is correct so that it can flow over the top of your body, so that it comes down the front. And you can then store this energy in places where it is needed. If you store too much fire energy in your heart, you can get heartburn, you can get a little bit oily skin, you can feel a little bit anger, frustration. It is always safe to store your fire in your solar plexus because this is the fire center. That being said, notice that you can adjust where you are holding this energy. I've noticed improvements in my eyesight. I've noticed improvements in my happiness. I've noticed improvements in my creativity and in my monetary abundance because I've been practicing this consciously. However, you can also trust the universe, trust your higher self, trust your future self, trust your whole, fullest self to put the energy where it needs to go, where it belongs, not where you think it needs to go. This will help you the most. This should be your intention. Now let's get into your tarot cards. Oh, I'm hearing... Okay. So they want me to call attention again to your life as a canvas before I pull these cards. So artist, manifestation, creative accountability. it is very important that you continue creating. It does not matter what, as long as you are doing something and putting it out there. You might be very confused. I'm hearing jack of all trades. You could be having a lot of different projects going on where it seems like you want to start one and then get halfway through and then start one and then get almost there and then start one. You are very much focused on your cardinal and your fixed energies right now, but it is your mutable that we are growing, right? So this is the one that is in the middle. This is where you need to go with the flow a little bit more. Let go of perfectionist energy. Just continue to create. If it's messy, it's better than you think it is, or it's supposed to be a mess. Just continue putting things out. It does not matter what, it does not matter where, it does not matter how. You will be guided, and you already have your particular interest and your particular knowledge and skill set for a reason. You are ready. Let go of perfectionist energy. You will never be as ready as you want to be, because you are always going to grow. Even when you're at the place that you wish to be, in order to do what you want to do right now, even at that place, there will be a version of you that you are looking up to, looking forward to, or expecting to grow into. So let this go. Let go of perfectionist energy. I'm hearing they're saying just fucking do it. So now I'm ready for your tarot cards. I'm hearing, okay, pull from the bottom. You got it. I did shuffle these before I did your reading, and then before I restarted your reading. The energy is same but different. Okay, some of the same cards did come out. Called and Three of Swords both came out. So I would like to call attention to this. Please give me a moment to, oh, nope, you're ready. Okay, all right, just use my mouth, get it. Okay, you have the Hanged Man over your life as canvas, Three of Wands. This indicates that you have been waiting for a different version of yourself, or you've been waiting for yourself to feel more ready. You've been waiting for a particular milestone, but as you've been waiting for a milestone, you have been surpassing several other milestones that you have neglected to pay attention to. Now, as you're starting to pass them, you're almost in this past energy of, oh, I wish that I had celebrated this. Oh, I wish that I had finished this project. I wish that I had started this project. What do I do with all of these ideas that you have that are flowing out of your head? You have been like, in cartoons, when somebody jumps somebody or tries to get the money out of their pockets, they hang them by their toes, shake them upside down, and all the coins fall out onto the ground. That's what's happening with you. And your creative your creative ideas. This is what's happening with you and your projects. All of the information that you have, all of the ancient wisdom, all the occult knowledge, all of the practical, tangible information that you have, you are being quite literally shaken out by the universe right now, while your heart is opening, so that you can feel this light. You are such a source of this light, but it's very important that you are polarizing your energy right now. You might notice that as you are grounding your energy towards your root chakra, masculine energies, you are finding yourself more in tune with the collective, which is not something that you are meant to be experiencing forever. This is not something that you're meant to be experiencing at all right now. In fact, you could be stepping out of this. What I mean by this is, as you ground yourself and you step into masculine energy, you might notice the more grounded that you are, the more upset that you feel, or the more traumas are coming up, or the more of your past you are experiencing. As this happens, allow this to clear, allow this to cleanse, and what you are meant to do right now, not all the time, but right now, channel your crown chakra and tune it to your root. Channel your light energy and swap. Try to ground your crown chakra. You need to polarize your chakras, right? So ground your crown chakra and etherealize your root chakra, right? Bring your creative center to your intuition, and bring your intuition to your creative center. Use your speech to know that you're confident, but be confident enough to speak, and everything meets in the center of the heart. Again, this is where I say be careful with the fire. You will be experiencing a lot of creativity at this time, because you are meant to get the ball rolling really right now. Instead of waiting, you're taking action, because you're realizing that you're the one that needs to grab your opportunities. You're the one that needs to create them, and there's a lot around you for you to receive. You just need to be receiving it. So as you're taking this action, this is creatively inspired. This is fire element. So be careful that as you're opening up your heart, you're not consuming too much acid. You are not too open. You are not experiencing too many emotions at once. So you're being called to drink extra water at this time and practice your breathing exercises very diligently. Okay? Emotions are ruled by water. So is intuition. But separately, our heart is ruled by air. The anahata is ruled by air. So you must be practicing your air breathing exercises. This will help you with your speech. This will also help you with your clear thinking, your thoughts. This will help your projects come out smoothly. And this will also help to create space in the heart. Okay. They're currently drawing my attention to the fact that you are expecting a particular outcome, but it is negative. You are currently manifesting a less than beneficial for you outcome to a particular situation out of fear. Your heart is opening up, and you are finding that you have been acting more out of fear than you think. This has to do with love. Maybe not romantic love, but love, like in the heart-centered way. Some kind of unconditional love. Now, I'm hearing that you are learning not to give less to receive more, but to receive as much as you're giving and then expand both of them simultaneously, right? You could be an over giver, but that does not mean that you are doing your personality wrong. You are inclined to do what you're doing for a very particular reason, but you do need to receive more. And then you will notice that what you give is adjusted because you are receiving in return. But this needs to come from your energy. And if you are expecting something to go wrong, if you're expecting something that you are trying to create not to come to fruition, not to be the way that you'd like it to, they're saying again, let go of perfectionist energy. You're being shaken right now so that you can really see how much this does not matter. Maybe not the situation, maybe not the project, whatever this is relating to, but how much this energy does not matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm hearing you will forget all about the fact that it exists within a month. Let go of this perfectionist energy. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. I'm hearing Truckin' by Grateful Dead. So just keep trucking and continue to open up your heart. There's something that you have, a great wish or manifestation that's been taking a long time for it to come in. You're starting to doubt. Do not allow this doubt to cloud your judgment or your manifestation. Write it down, close the journal, and know that because you've already written it down, it's going to happen. Now, allow the universe to conspire for you. Release judgment. Release judgment of yourself, release judgment of others, release judgment of the way that this project turns out. Continue to take care of yourself and know that you're being put in this go energy so that you learn how to receive and that you also can create fearlessly, more fearlessly. Do not worry about focusing all your energy on one or two particular things. Continue to do that which you feel called to do in the moment, because it will all come full circle in the end. You are still walking through a maze. It's like you're walking through a garden maze, right? And when you are done, or you see it from an aerial perspective, you're able to see, oh, that's the maze, and I go this way, and that's why they all fit together, because it's a big circle. But you are not in the place of seeing that right now. You are wondering, should I go left? Should I go right? You're standing in the middle. There are hedges on either side. But what you're being called to do is mow down all of these hedges and actually ascend to see this from an external perspective. It is actually recommended right now that you consciously try to manifest astral projection for yourself. And I'm hearing that you will know why when you get there. This isn't about trying to go visit a loved one. This isn't about trying to go observe your body from outside. This isn't about trying to channel a particular energy. This is, you're being called somewhere by someone, and you must take the initiative, and then you will find out why you're being called. So when you know that you're being called, show up. I actually, I don't like to share too much about myself on my channel, but I would like to say, I fully was prepared to go camping last night. I entirely, I've been trying to channel a alternative realities version of myself in the future for quite a while, and I've been hearing, getting little gifts, little knocks, little things, but nothing huge, right? And I fully was prepared to go camping. I packed up everything. I got in my car. I started driving away. I lost my parking spot. And as I'm driving, I hear this, nope, turn around, go back, it's time. And I didn't know what in the world, right? But I trusted my intuition before it made sense. I showed up, I came down, back to my place, and as I entered my door, I just entered this immediate trance state where I finally connected all the way with this entity this entity version of myself that I had been trying to channel for such a long time. Now, because this manifestation took time, I was almost beginning to doubt that I would ever get anything more than I already was. But this was not the case. They needed me to be ready, and then also I learned that they had put me in this position to make sure that I would follow my intuition when I got those nudges. So you are being called similarly to astrally project. And you will know when you get there. You will know when, you will know why, you will know how. It will just happen for you. But know that you must be the one that takes the initiative so that this energy that you are trying to connect with knows that you are showing up ready to put the effort in. Okay, so also Page of Cups. You're about to be a lot happier than you are right now, but you need to let go of this expectation that things are going to go poorly. Let go of anything happening in your past. Things happen in your past to teach you a lesson. After you learn a lesson, what happens, you take a test, and then your test gets graded, and then you move on with your life, right? That's how school works. That's how karma works. That's what's going on. Do not always sit and wonder, Oh, but I got a C on that test. Oh, I got a B- on that test. Oh, that was really hard. So you have 9 million other tests to study for in the future, and you can ace all of them, right? Do not sit and wonder about that one grade that you got in the 3rd grade, because that is not going to matter after you've graduated college. And this is very much how karma is working out for you right now. You're seeing things from a larger perspective. We do have 33 along with the number 12. 12 is Piscean energy. This does have to do with actual astral projection and your dreams. This has to do with not expanding your being like Uranus, but it does have to do with downloads, not expansion. It has to do with downloads, right? So water. So as you are receiving these energies, know that your dreams are extra significant at this time. I'm being called to point out the runes. You might want to dabble in runes if you have or do or have not. You might want to dabble in runes at this time. They will help you. Also, Norse mythology. I'm seeing specifically the tree of Norse mythology, which contains the entire universe. It might help you to grasp your understanding of the consciousness a little bit better. It always helps me to check out different perspectives. I like to check out like Hinduism. I like to check out Taoism. I like to check out Zoroastrianism, Nordic mythology, Greek mythology, all of these beautiful things, Mesopotamian, Mesoamerican, all of these things come together and they create a fuller picture. So you're being called right now to look at the Norse system, because this will help you through the area that you are working through right now. It will help you release this past energy. I'm hearing that there is something connected or some piece of information that will help things click. Just from this perspective. As you're being called and you know that it's time to stand up, you're having this childlike inspiration, this childlike wish, this childlike wonder for, I don't know, any manifestation. It can really be anything you're working on right now. And you're starting to lose hope. You're starting to think, oh, when pigs fly, I'll get that. Sound healing continues to come up in my mind with this cup, this healing bowl here. So work on, if you have a singing bowl or a tuning fork, or you are using music or something, use sound healing. This will help you heal a lot right now, but focus on the heart chakra, please spirit, heart, throat, solar plexus, and root. This should be your focus right now. These are the channels that can be a little more open in order to help you to receive fully, abundantly, most prosperously, and will help you get the furthest, the quickest in the future. But this will be comfortable for you, because once you release energy that you've been unconsciously holding on to, you will just be filled with more space. And as you are filled with more space, you can magnetize things that are good to take the place of things that were hurting you in the past. Again, I'd like to come back to this 33. This indicates that when it comes to speaking your intuitive or spiritual experiences, you are becoming a master of this. You're learning how to create through your intuitive downloads, but there's a fear here. There's a fear of being hurt. There's a fear of pain. There's a fear of something going wrong or the wrong people getting the right message, if that makes sense. Now, trust that everything happens exactly the way that it is for a reason, and know that your future is not set in stone. You are being guided to continue doing what you're doing, and if you release outcomes, you release fear-based outcomes, they are no longer within your being, they are no longer within your energy, and they cannot physically or possibly be a part of your physical outcome. But the more that you think about these things, the more energy that you put into this, the more it will magnetize and solidify into your being, and you do not want that energy to solidify within you. So as you are cleansing things, as you're going through this process, allow this to be one of the things that is released. Allow yourself to be fearless in your endeavors, allow yourself to be creative even when it's messy, and allow your heart to open up. There will be new opportunities coming towards you, in love, in friendship, in family. Know that everything and everyone is not to be trusted with all of the information that you have, but the more open that you are, the larger of a being you are, the less it matters who hears what you have to say, if that makes sense. If you're keeping everything close to your chest, and then you tell 4 people what you're experiencing, it is more likely that some of these 4 people are not going to resonate. However, if you're telling millions of people what it is that you're experiencing, it is far likely that many of them will just, many will disregard, while many, many more will understand, resonate, and actually lift you up. So do not be afraid of stepping into the spotlight. It is your time to shine, and you've been trained for this. So it's time to step up. I'm saying step up the movie, represent. It is time to step out of your comfort zone. It's time to, Spirit, can you not say that? Okay, time to nut up. Anyway. Focus on you, focus on your health, focus on your hydration. Please focus on your hydration. And also, if you... Okay. The sky has messages for you. You could be scrying through the clouds. Scry. You could be scrying through the clouds, looking up at the stars, studying astrology or astronomy. Oh, actually, today they're releasing those images that were the most deepest taken of the galaxy, of the atmosphere. You're being called to look at what people are saying about these things. Okay? Not to necessarily look at these if you want to look at the images, and I'm sure they're super cool, check it out, but actually see the reaction that the collective is having to this. This will help you understand the wave that you are riding, since you are no longer directly enmeshed with the collective. Also, you're being called to take a little bit of a detox from social media. You might be posting, continue putting your energy out there so that it's helping the collective, but do not absorb energy from social media. Do not spend time mindlessly scrolling at this time, because this will not help you. This will tune you back in with the collective. And what you want to do really right now is see where the collective is at, and then separately see where you're at. Maintain this barrier so that you can continue to grow, and then you can help the collective as it needs to be helped, instead of just riding this wave with everybody else and then knowing what's going on and then still feeling the crap anyway, right? Because this pain does not belong to you, so there's no reason for you to be experiencing it. Okay. Okay. You have one more. Oh, 12 is a 3. Okay, 333. All right, you could be seeing 333, 111, and 444 at this time. I'm also seeing 66. Not 666, but 66. They wanted to make that particular differentiation. If you are seeing 66, that means that something or someone somewhere, it could be someone that is physically on this planet, it could be an extraterrestrial, multi-dimensional being that you have never met before, it could be a guardian angel, passed on loved one, doesn't matter. If you're seeing 66, somebody is thinking about you, letting you know that they love you, and sending you energy. When you see 66, this is your sign to absorb that good energy. When you see 111, this is a symbol right now for you to stop. 111, stop what you're doing, focus on yourself, do not overgive, focus on matching your receiving energy to your giving energy. This is for right now. This has to do with grounding your confidence and knowing that you do deserve what it is that you are receiving as much as you are giving. Now, as I said, do not pull back what you are giving, but keep it more centralized to yourself, because this is where you're tapping into the collective a little bit, and you don't want to become smaller. You want to expand your receiving side, so then you can expand them both together collectively. Okay, so that wanted to come out. All right, your advice. You have persistence with lug. Oh, I love this. In this deck, this is the strength card. This indicates Leo energy, focusing on yourself, romance, fun, play, children in your life, finding your inner child healing, strength, growth through adversity, also intuitive downloads. But when it comes to yourself, self-realization, right? Separately, Lug is the magician archetype in my druid deck. So in druid mythology, Lug is he is the magician. He is like Merlin, and he is the major alchemist. He can make anything happen. Full level alchemist. Anyway, so we have yes. Elephants could be significant at this time. It is recommended that you are speaking with or spending time in the energy relating to Ganesha, or also Lakshmi, but particularly Ganesh. As you are cleansing out this energy, Ganesh is the remover of obstacles and bestows blessings. Now, Lakshmi brings in abundance, prosperity, and divine feminine beauty, all of this like lush beauty, Gaia kind of energy. Now, you're being focused primarily on Ganesh because Ganesh is mostly known as a masculine figure, but Ganesha can also be androgynous, tuned into feminine energy, although traditionally in Hinduism, he is known for his masculine energy. So I think this is a sign for you. He's in half lotus here. You are halfway to where you need to be, or at least a little bit more. But he is so comfortable sitting in his abundance, there is no obstacle that could possibly come into his energy. And this is what you're being called to absorb within you. You're being called to reflect on all that you are perceiving as an obstacle, as a blockage, and you're being asked to be resourceful, asked to use it for the better good of yourself, and this will help benefit the collective. Now, you're going to be feeling called to be a little more selfish lately. This does not make you a selfish person. This makes you somebody who is working on themselves, and only when you are happy, when you are healthy, when you are taken care of, can you put that onto others. You cannot heal somebody else unless you are healed. You cannot help somebody else grow until you are grown. You cannot feed somebody else unless you are fed. Or you should not, because you will not have the energy. You will be giving from an empty cup. You need to give from a full cup. And this isn't just making sure that you're feeling right and giving out the best version of your happy, light energy. This is making this the authentic, pure, dense core of your being is light and fluffy and by definition not dense except for with prosperity and those particular manifestations that you have consciously called in. Now, coming back to the power of joy with the rainbow. I'm hearing Rainbow by Kesha. Great album, great song. So this coming out over the Three of Swords, this is strongly indicating that you're coming out of a phase of seeing everything as either black or white. You are seeing everything as either light or dark, and you have transmuted this, you have transcended this, but you're coming into the natural, happy joy power that is chi. It is your light ball. It is your crystal healing light. It is your energy. And the more that you get into perhaps light work or energy work, the more that you're realizing that light is not just light. What happens when light is reflected through a prism is it creates a rainbow, right? And what are we? We are a rainbow of chakras. We live in a colorful realm. So you're understanding that every single energy has its place, every single color has its place, and that these are all versions and refractions of light. Even darkness, it is not the absence of light, it is a refraction of light. Everything is one and the same. And these colors are meant for us to create our art with, which is why you're being shaken upside down and you are just being encouraged to just create, because you are tapping into this energy and you are on the roller coaster going straight down. And this is beautiful. You're enjoying this. This is going to bring you to a more joyful place than you are here. Look at this happy little Buddha. We love him. Love these big earlobes. This is letting me know that you are a phenomenal listener, and you always know what to say to others. Okay, you transmute all energy around you, and I'm also letting you know practicing Qigong could be really helpful for you at this time. Focus on your energy work, focus on your energy centers. You could be doing your manifestations, you could be doing your meditations, your chakra balancing, you could be doing your Ashtanga yoga every single day. That's beautiful, keep it up. But adding some Qigong will make a big difference in your day. I'm also being called to observe the Mala. Mala is 108. 108 beads. It help you bring manifestations. And of course, we know that number is connected to Lakshmi, which brings your prosperity and abundance. I recommend to you at this time, if you can make a mala, make yourself a mala. If not, do something 108 times. Take a walk, go in a circle, take 108 steps. Breathe, do breathing exercises, 108 breaths, or just meditate. 108 something. Set an intention. Have it centered towards growth, towards release, towards joy, towards Ganesh, towards Lakshmi, towards something. Lakshmi loves 108. That's her number. It will help you bring your prosperity, your abundance, and help you to grab that receptive energy that you would like. As you are cleansing things out, notice signs of elephants and flamingos will be significant, as well as rainbows at this time. Look out for pigs, but primarily look out for elephants and flamingos. Again, I'd like to say that studying Norse mythology or looking into the tree of the universe in Norse mythology, and also checking out the runes will help you a lot too. They can also help you with your linguistics if you're studying Norwegian, or if you're studying Old Norse, like not Bokmål, but if you're studying like the runes, like the way that they used to use the runes to write actual words. Like studying that versus studying the meaning of the Norse runes will help you to put some pieces together that will help you individually on your path, is a message I'm hearing for you. I really hope this helped shed light and clarity on your situation, Group 3. This was such a reading. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this realm. Continue doing what you're doing, and don't forget to astrally project from wherever you're at tonight. There is someone or something that is trying to get in touch with you, but they need to know that you're ready to make the first step. I love you so much, and I hope this helped. Namaste.